Hi, I'm Melissa Hoffman. I'm a third grade teacher at Park Spanish Immersion School. And I have to say, I'm a little bit jealous of Rachel's CD because I want to sing those songs. But that kind of also leads me to the fact of why I was here and why we asked for a grant is that it would be nice for us just to go online and Google her song and then our students could listen to those songs. But because of the nature of the immersion program, we do everything in Spanish. So it's not quite that easy. But I'd like to work with you. Maybe we could do some translations. You've got some catchy tunes. So the purpose of our grant was to create safe websites specifically for the Spanish immersion students, which would enhance their learning and increase their engagement. I think we all know that students are super motivated by going online and by using technology. And sometimes it's a little bit limited for us as teachers in Spanish. So we're studying coconuts, and the students know the word cocoa in Spanish, so they can go and Google cocoa, but don't let the students do that because it's not safe. There are some crazy things that come up on the websites or interesting pictures. I know this from the experience that I've had with Googling things in Spanish. It's not quite that easy. So the purpose of the grant was to enhance our curriculum and create some websites that the students could look at. I also have to say that the inspiration for the grant was actually a few years ago. Our kindergarten and our first grade teachers got a grant to do the same thing, and their websites are fantastic. So I was very inspired, but then that's for kindergarten and first grade students. So my kids kind of laugh at me. They don't like it when I use the kindergarten song in class, so I had to come up with some ways to do it more geared towards 8 and 9-year-olds. So basically, what the site looks like, there's a few different parts. There's a part where we decided to have just the regular teacher blogs where the parents can go online, and I'm just going to kind of breeze through a little bit. Specifically related to language arts and math, one of the complexities that we have in the third grade is when we do our spelling tests or vocabulary tests, we send the vocabulary or spelling list home, and students practice the words and they practice figuring out how to spell them, and then we have our regular spelling test on Fridays. But by the time the students get to third grade, the Spanish is too advanced that the parents generally don't speak Spanish at home and they cannot actually say the words. So when they want to help their students practice, they can't help the students practice necessarily in saying the words, and then you write it down, and then you say the word and you write it down. So what we did is we put podcasts on the website so that the students can go home, they can listen to the podcast, write the word down, listen to the podcast, write the word down, to kind of alleviate some of the stress that they don't have anybody who can actually say the word correctly to help them practice for their test. Another thing that we did is we put videos on that include the Spanish language. So on the side there, on the right-hand side, you can see just a little bit some of the math videos that we put on to help them learn multiplication facts. I do agree that we learned so much better in song, and it was one of the things that we could do in mixing literacy and math to be able to provide videos that the students can watch and that they want to watch. Another area that we've tied the websites into is our science and our social studies curriculums. So they can go online. Parents can see some things that we've been doing with our science activities. Some of the sites are in English so that the parents and children can talk about them, and some of them are in Spanish specifically just for the students. The social studies site on the right is all in Spanish. We were just studying the Galapagos Islands and the animal adaptations that some of the animals have there. So we showed a few videos in class, and then the students can go home and show them also to their parents or little brothers or older sisters, that kind of thing. As far as the benefits and results, right now they're kind of threefold. It's offered us as teachers a place for us to go, and we can all go and have a resource, a place where all of the things are housed. For students, I feel like it's a safe place. They can access things online. It's a way that they can share the content with their families. It's also giving them the opportunity to hear lots of different Spanish, and we all know that they need lots and lots of input to have the output of the Spanish language. And for parents, they can find out more about what their students are doing or learning about in class. And when you ask the child, what did you do at home? Nothing. The parents can go and say, oh, but now I saw that video on that Galapagos iguana. Now tell me more about that. So these are just some quotes that I've had parents say, thank you so much for creating the Weebly website. We love it. My son showed me that video, and he can't stop singing that song in Spanish. But the parents really enjoy that because they don't automatically speak in Spanish for their parents. And so it's kind of a sneaky way that we can get the students to be using their Spanish without even realizing it in front of their parents. And we'd like to thank you.